What happens when you crossbreed a rare Blackwing Budgie with other Budgie mutations? Do you get a completely new look, a surprise color variation, or something totally unexpected? In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of Blackwing Mutation Budgies, one of the most unique and visually stunning Budgie varieties. But here's where it gets even more exciting. What happens when these birds are bred with other mutations? What colors, patterns, and surprises await? We'll explore their genetics, their rare characteristics, and most importantly, what happens when you mix this mutation with others. The results? Well, let's just say some of them might shock you. So, stick around till the end, because if you're a Budgie lover, you won't want to miss these fascinating crossbreeding results. But before we dive into the breeding results, let's first understand what makes Blackwing Budgies so unique in the first place. Blackwing Mutation Budgies. Explained. At first glance, you might mistake a Blackwing Budgie for an ordinary Budgie with a darker shade. But look closer, and you'll notice something fascinating. Those striking, deep black markings across its wings. This isn't just a color variation, it's a mutation that sets these birds apart from the rest. What is the Blackwing mutation? So what exactly is the Blackwing mutation? Unlike standard Budgies, which have soft, diffused wing markings, Blackwing Budgies feature bold, dark feather patterns that give them a dramatic, almost painted appearance. This mutation affects the way melanin, responsible for darker pigmentation, distributes across the feathers, intensifying the contrast between their body and wings. Genetically speaking, the Blackwing trait is believed to be linked to a recessive mutation, meaning that both parent birds must carry the gene for it to appear in their offspring. However, breeders are still unraveling the complexities of its inheritance, making this mutation even more intriguing. The history of the Blackwing mutation. This mutation wasn't always well documented. In fact, some of the earliest sightings of Blackwing Budgies were mistaken for naturally occurring variations in wild flocks. However, as selective breeding advanced, breeders began isolating and enhancing this mutation, leading to the beautifully distinct Blackwing Budgies we recognize today. Despite its growing recognition, the Blackwing mutation remains rare, with only a handful of dedicated breeders working to maintain and refine this stunning trait. Why breeders are fascinated by Blackwing Budgies. So why is this mutation so highly sought after? Well, for one, it's visually striking. Its unique patterning makes it stand out even among the most vibrant Budgies. But beyond aesthetics, breeders are captivated by the challenge of unlocking its full genetic potential. Can it be combined with other mutations to create even more breathtaking variations? That's the mystery breeders are eager to solve. Common misconceptions about Blackwing Budgies. One of the biggest misconceptions is that Blackwing Budgies are simply regular Budgies with darker feathers. In reality, this mutation alters the way pigments are expressed, creating a truly unique effect. Another common myth? That they're harder to care for. But the truth is, Blackwing Budgies require the same level of care as any other Budgie. Proper diet, enrichment, and companionship. Now that we know what makes Blackwing Budgies so special, the next big question is, what happens when they're bred together? Or even more exciting, what if they're crossbred with other Budgie mutations? The results might surprise you. Characteristics of Blackwing Budgies. Blackwing Budgies aren't just visually striking. They also have unique personality traits that set them apart from other Budgies. From their mesmerizing wing patterns to their playful nature, these birds have a lot more to offer than just good looks. Number 3. Physical traits. One of the most noticeable features of Blackwing Budgies is, of course, their wing pattern. Unlike standard Budgies, which have a softer, more blended feather design, Blackwing Budgies display bold, jet black markings across their wings. This contrast gives them an elegant, almost painted appearance that makes them highly desirable among Budgie enthusiasts. And it's not just the wings. Some Blackwing Budgies also have richer, more intense body coloration, making them appear even more vibrant than their standard counterparts. As for their size and structure, Blackwing Budgies are generally similar in build to standard Budgies. However, some breeders have observed that they tend to have slightly sleeker bodies, giving them a more refined look. Number 2, behavioral traits. Now, what about their personality? Are Blackwing Budgies just as playful and talkative as other Budgies? The answer is absolutely. In fact, many owners report that Blackwing Budgies are highly intelligent and curious. Birds. They love exploring their surroundings, learning new tricks, and even mimicking sounds more than some other mutations. But here's an interesting twist. Some breeders have noticed that Blackwing Budgies tend to be slightly more independent than standard Budgies. While they still enjoy socializing, they may not be as clingy or needy as some other mutations. This makes them a great choice for bird lovers who want a playful yet self-sufficient pet. That said, like all Budgies, they thrive in pairs or small flocks, and they love mental stimulation. Providing them with toys, puzzles, and plenty of social interaction will keep them happy and engaged. Number 1, health and lifespan. When it comes to health, Blackwing Budgies are just as hardy as their standard counterparts. There are no known genetic defects linked to this mutation, meaning they don't require any special care beyond what you'd provide for a regular Budgie. With a well-balanced diet, regular exercise, and proper veterinary checkups, Blackwing Budgies can live between 7 to 12 years, just like other Budgies. However, as with all birds, diet plays a crucial role in their longevity. So offering fresh vegetables, high-quality seeds, and clean water is key. So now that we know how special Blackwing Budgies are in both appearance and personality, it's time to explore something even more fascinating. What happens when they're bred? Can you enhance their traits even further? Or will crossbreeding lead to completely unexpected results? Let's find out. Breeding of Blackwing Mutation Budgies. Breeding Budgies is always an exciting process, but when it comes to Blackwing Budgies, things get even more interesting. Since this is a rare mutation, breeders must carefully select pairs and understand the genetic inheritance behind these stunning birds. So, how do you successfully breed Blackwing Budgies? Let's dive in. Step 1. Selecting the right breeding pair. The first and most crucial step in breeding Blackwing Budgies is selecting the right pair. If you want to produce Blackwing offspring, at least one parent must carry the Blackwing gene. Ideally, breeding 2 Blackwing Budgies together increases the chances of getting visually Blackwing chicks. However, since this mutation is relatively rare, many breeders work with split-to-Blackwing birds, meaning they carry the Blackwing gene but don't visually express it. Pairing a Blackwing with a split Blackwing can still yield offspring with the mutation, though the percentages vary. Step 2. Creating the best conditions for successful breeding. Once the perfect pair is chosen, the next step is ensuring they have the ideal breeding environment. Here's what they need. Number 4. A spacious, clean cage or aviary with plenty of flying room. Number 3. A well-ventilated but draft-free location. Number 2. A high-quality diet rich in calcium, fresh greens, and protein for optimal egg development. Number 1. A comfortable nesting box where the female can lay her eggs and care for the chicks. Typically, a female Budgie will lay 4 to 6 eggs, and incubation lasts about 18 days before the chicks hatch. The parents will then care for the babies, feeding them a regurgitated diet until they're ready to eat on their own. Genetic inheritance, dominant or recessive. Now, here's where things get really fascinating. How is the Blackwing trait inherited? Genetic studies suggest that Blackwing is a recessive mutation. This means that in order for a chick to be visually Blackwing, it must inherit the gene from both parents. Because of this recessive nature, Blackwing Budgies don't just appear randomly in a clutch unless both parents carry the gene. This is why breeders carefully track lineages and genetic backgrounds when trying to produce Blackwing chicks. Breeding Blackwing Budgies isn't always straightforward. Here are some common challenges and how to handle them. Number 3. Low hatch rates. Ensure the breeding pair has a nutrient-rich diet, especially calcium, to promote strong eggshells and healthy embryo development. Number 2. Chicks not displaying Blackwing traits. This happens when one or both parents don't carry the A gene. Keeping track of genetic history is crucial. Number 1. weak or underdeveloped chicks. Make sure the parents are mature enough, at least 10-12 months old, and in peak health before breeding. One more thing, because Blackwing Budgies are rare, it's tempting to breed them too frequently to increase numbers. But responsible breeding means ensuring that the birds have adequate rest between clutches to avoid stress and health issues. Now that we know how to breed Blackwing Budgies successfully, let's get to the most exciting part. What happens when you crossbreed them with other Budgie mutations? What incredible color variations and surprises can we expect? Let's find out. Crossbreeding outcomes of Blackwing Mutation Budgies. What happens when you mix a rare Blackwing Budgie with other unique mutations? Will the Blackwing trait shine through, or will the offspring display entirely new and unexpected colors? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Blackwing Budgie crossbreeding, where science meets surprise. Breeding budgies isn't just about pairing two birds, it's about understanding how their genes interact. Let's break down some of the most interesting crossbreeding combinations. A combination of two Blackwing Budgies produces 100% Blackwing chicks. A Blackwing male and a normal split Blackwing female Budgie will produce 50% Blackwing chicks and 50% normal split Blackwing chicks. If you cross a normal split Blackwing male with a normal split Blackwing female Budgie, you will get 25% normal chicks, 50% normal split Blackwing chicks, 25% Blackwing chicks. When a Blackwing male is paired with a normal female Budgie, the result is 100% normal split Blackwing chicks. When a normal split Blackwing male is paired with a normal female Budgie, the offspring will be 50% normal split Blackwing chicks and 50% normal chicks. This means you won't see immediate results in the first generation, but if you selectively breed the offspring, you could eventually produce a Budgie with the Lutino's striking yellow or Albino's pure white body combined with the deep black wings of a Blackwing. Imagine how stunning that would be. Blackwing cross to other rare mutations. This is where things get really experimental, crossbreeding. Blackwing Budgies with rare mutations like Opaline, Spangle, or even Rainbow. Budgies can lead to unpredictable yet breathtaking results. Number 3. If you cross Blackwing Budgie with Opaline Budgie, it will create softer, blended black markings, sometimes reducing contrast. Number 2. If you cross Blackwing with Spangle Budgie, it may dilute the wing pattern but enhance body color vibrancy. Number 1. If you cross Blackwing with Rainbow Budgie, this is an unpredictable mix of deep black wings with pastel body tones, an absolute visual treat. The results depend on how the genes interact, and while some crosses enhance the Blackwing trait, others may weaken or even mask it. This is why breeders carefully track lineages to maintain strong Blackwing expression. Many breeders have experimented with Blackwing crosses, and the results can be astonishing. One breeder reported getting unexpected deep charcoal-colored Budgies when crossing a Blackwing with a darker-colored mutation, while another successfully produced a nearly all-black Budgie after several generations of selective breeding. However, some have also encountered surprises, like offspring that look completely normal despite carrying the Blackwing gene. This just proves how complex Budgie genetics can be. So, after all, this fascinating genetic experimentation, what have we learned? In the final section, we'll wrap up everything we've discovered and reveal the key takeaways from crossbreeding Blackwing Budgies. Don't miss it! We've explored the fascinating world of Blackwing Budgies, from understanding their unique mutation and characteristics to uncovering the exciting possibilities that crossbreeding can bring. Blackwing Budgies are a rare and visually striking mutation with deep black wing patterns that set them apart. Their genetics make them a recessive trait, meaning crossbreeding requires careful planning to bring out the mutation in future generations. Pairing Blackwing Budgies with other mutations like Lutino, Albino, or Spangle can create stunning and sometimes unexpected outcomes, from subtle pattern changes to completely new color combinations. Responsible breeding is key to maintaining the health and diversity of Budgie populations while achieving these amazing results. Now, here's the big question for you. If you had the chance to breed Blackwing Budgies, which mutation would you pair them with? Are you more fascinated by the idea of a Blackwing Albino, a deep charcoal Budgie, or perhaps a completely new, undiscovered color variation? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Blackwing Budgies and their crossbreeding potential, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting Budgie-related content. And if you want to see more videos on rare Budgie mutations, let us know what topic we should cover next. Until next time, happy bird keeping!